Hello and welcome again. Welcome to a new class. Yes, my voice is a little better, maybe, today. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to finish this class today without losing my voice and without coughing too much. So bear with me. Se dice en inglés, aguantad conmigo. Bear with me, and hopefully, my voice won't be an impediment to giving a good class. All right, let's begin on camera one with a review from yesterday, please. All right. Let's continue with our translation list, because I didn't finish it yesterday. The last sentence, well, the next to last sentence yesterday was, voy a asistir en nombre del Club de los Cazadores. I'm going to attend on behalf of the Hunters Club. On behalf of. Strange expression. It means en nombre y representación de. Okay, on behalf of. So I'm going to attend on behalf of the Hunters Club. Mi mujer siempre se aburre en estas cenas. My wife always gets bored. Yeah, she always gets bored at these dinners or in these dinners. In this case, at and in are both correct. Yeah, these state dinners, comidas de estado, grandes. Yeah, these state dinners. My wife always gets bored at these dinners. Me, I don't. I love them. In my case, it's the opposite. I get bored in formal cocktails, formal dinners, and my wife loves them. What, darling, what should I wear for this? It's always very important. That's one basic difference between men and women. Women usually love these events, and men usually don't. Mi mujer siempre se aburre en estas cenas. My wife always gets bored at these dinners. Do you get bored easily? Do you get bored easily? Does your boss get bored easily? Ask me if Maria gets bored easily. Does Maria get bored easily? I don't think so. Do you get bored easily? No, she doesn't. I think she's bored now. But she doesn't get bored easily. Okay, go back to number one. Siempre he tenido un alto concepto de tu empresa. I've always had a high regard for your company. Alta consideración. Por ejemplo, el verbo to regard, puede decir considerar. I regard the English language as a very important professional tool. I regard the English language as a very important professional tool. So, when you talk about alto conceptos, alta consideración, le tengo una alta estima, alta consideración, I have a high regard for that person. I have a high regard for your company. I have a high regard for the English language. I have a high regard for Pago Inglés 4.0. I think it's very good. Okay, alta consideración, alta estima, un buen concepto de. All right. Lo cubrí para que nadie lo viera. I covered it so that nobody would see it. I didn't want anyone to see it, so I covered it. I covered it. All right. I remember once Margaret Thatcher, after she left the office of Prime Minister, she was probably 70 years old, and British Airways, the chairman of British Airways, was giving Margaret Thatcher a tour of the British Airways offices. And in one area, they had the new design of the new jets for British Airways, the new colors, and the tail of the jets were not very attractive in the opinion of Margaret Thatcher. She didn't have a high regard for the new design of British Airways jets, and she took out a handkerchief and she covered the tail and said, perhaps we shouldn't see this tail. All right. So she didn't have a high regard for the new designers, the new image of British Airways. And she covered part of the jets you. Fail you. Fail you. I hope your memory doesn't fail you. Yo sé las reglas del juego mejor que la mayoría. I know the rules of the game better than most. Better than most. Most. Fijaos cómo cierro la O inglesa. Most. Most. Y no estoy exagerando, es most. I know the rules of the game better than most. I know the rules of the game better than most. Déjame un día, por favor, para investigar el asunto. Give me a day to look into the matter, please. I need to look, before I can tell you anything, I need to look into the matter. I need to look into the matter. So give me a day to look into the matter. And then I'll get back to you and give you my opinion. All right, hemos ido ahí 3 años seguidos. We've gone there 3 years in a row. Why? Why have you gone there 3 years in a row? Because it's a fantastic place. Uy, sé por tu acento que no eres español. I can tell by your accent that you're not Spanish. And I can tell that you're ready for another teacher. So I'll pass you to another teacher and be back in a few minutes.
Hello friends, and welcome to class number 162. As always, we'll get started with a little review of yesterday's class. But first, I'll introduce my guest. Juan is with me today. Juan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, Kyle?
Great, great. Glad to be here. And Juan, I have our second last translation list here for review, our second last list. But first we have to talk about, we have the pleasure of talking about another phrasal verb, because I know you like them. Right?
I love them, yeah.
Okay, so here we have the phrasal verb to draw up. To draw up. Do you remember that one from yesterday? Redactar, to draw up. So we can draw up plans, right?
Yeah.
What else do people draw up?
Reports, I guess.
Reports, plans. You know, so we're preparing typically fairly formal documents. We can draw up plans. Blueprints as well. Do you know what blueprints are?
No, I don't know what blueprints are.
Architects make blueprints, which are the designs for buildings. So it used to be that they were on big pieces of paper and the lines were in blue. They were blue. So they called them blueprints. And architects draw them up. Have you ever drawn up a blueprint?
No, I've never drawn up a blueprint. Have you?
No. Well, I drew up in high school. We had a class called drafting, where we did sort of architectural plans, but just for a school project. So,
kind of.
So I drew up, sort of informally, some blueprints, I suppose, right? Have you ever drawn up a report?
Yes, I've drawn up many reports so
far. Do you
far.
enjoy drawing up reports?
Sometimes I do enjoy drawing up reports. Yes, it depends on the report.
Okay, all right. Did you draw up a report yesterday? Yes, Kyle, I drew up a report. So this is relying on the conjugation of our verb to draw. Every day I draw. Yesterday I drew. Lately I have?
Drawn.
Drawn, yes, okay. So, do you think we should hire a lawyer to draw up the contract?
Yes, I think we should hire a lawyer to draw up the contract.
Yes, okay. Ask me if I drew up many contracts last week.
Did you draw up many contracts last week?
Right. So using the infinitive, did you draw up? Hey Kyle, did you draw up many contracts last week? Ask me again.
Did you draw up many contracts last week?
No, I didn't. I didn't draw up a contract. I'll leave that to the lawyers, right? I didn't draw up a contract. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ooh, has he drawn up his resignation letter yet?
Yes, he has drawn up his resignation letter.
Yeah. So in the affirmative, you could say he has.
He has already.
Yeah, he has already
drawn up his resignation letter.
He's already drawn up. He has. He's already drawn up his resignation letter. So what's he doing?
He's resigning.
He's resigning. He's going to leave because, yeah. So for some reason he's decided to change jobs, and he has drawn up his resignation letter. All right, let's try our translation list. Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Siempre he tenido un alto concepto de tu compañía. We did this one yesterday, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Okay, see if you can get it.
I've always had a high regard for your company.
Nice. Do you remember that one at home? I've always had a high regard for your company. I've always had a high regard for your company. Lo cubrí para que nadie lo viera. At home? I covered it, right? I covered it. Why?
So that no one could see it.
Yeah, and we had this so that, which you know I like. Para qué? So that, so that, so that. We don't say for, right? We say so that. I covered it so that nobody could see it. Great. Tengo una reunión prevista para mañana.
I have a meeting, I forgot this, I have a meeting settled for tomorrow.
Instead of settled, let's try scheduled.
Okay, I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow.
Yes, I have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Good. Okay. ¿Por qué fijas las reuniones con tanta antelación? So remember, at home, always out loud, right? With us.
Why do you always schedule your meetings so in advance?
So
Far in advance?
so far in advance. Why do you always schedule? Or when we have fijar, you could also say
To set up.
set. Well, set.
Okay, set.
Why do you always set
What do you always set your meetings so far in advance?
Good. Why do you always set your meetings so far in advance? Good. Let's try another one. Espero que tu memoria no te falle. At home. I hope your memory doesn't fail you. I hope your memory doesn't fail you. If you forget, well, that means that your memory's just failed you. I hope your memory doesn't fail you, right?
Yeah.
Great job, Juan. They're
you.
telling me we're out of time. So good job and great job to you at home. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. You know, if you want to learn English, you have to study. If you want to learn English, you have to make an effort. If you want to learn English, I'm saying if you want to learn English, you have to study. But even if I'm not speaking directly to you, all right, I use the impersonal you. Okay, let's look at this. Is extremely important in English. The impersonal you. We use it all the time, every day. The impersonal you. El tú impersonal o el usted impersonal. En este caso, el tú impersonal. Porque en español también tenéis el tú impersonal. Os lo explico. Camera number one. All right. Si quieres salir adelante en la vida, tienes que hacer un esfuerzo. In this case, in English, in Spanish, I'm not necessarily speaking directly to you. It's in general. Si uno quiere salir adelante en la vida, uno tiene que esforzarse. Nada es gratis, okay? But in English, as in Spanish, in fact, in Spanish, you have three ways. You can say, si quieres salir adelante, tienes que hacer un esfuerzo. Si uno quiere salir adelante, uno tiene que hacer un esfuerzo. Si se quiere salir adelante, se quiere esforzar, o se tiene que esforzar. You use three ways, all right? Three different ways. Nunca se sabe. No dices que nunca sabes. Pues nunca se sabe. In English, you never know. Es el you impersonal, el tú impersonal. I'm not speaking about you in general, but I think uno no sabe nunca. Nunca se sabe. You never know. You never know. And in English, we use the impersonal you always. It's very uncommon to use one. One must be careful when one drives fast. One should be careful, or one must be careful when one drives fast. Hay que tener cuidado cuando uno conduce rápidamente. You have to be careful if you drive fast. We use you. You have to be careful when you drive fast. We always use the impersonal you. One never knows. We never say that. It's correct, but we never say it. You never know. Yeah. When one is thirsty, one drinks water. Well, when you're thirsty, you drink water, right? Okay. And also when we give instructions. For example, if I need to go to the port of Barcelona, and I'm standing in the middle of the Plaza Catalunya in Barcelona, and I say, excuse me, I need to go. How can I get to the port? How can I get to the port? I said, fine. Hay que ir. In Spanish, many times you use the impersonal. Hay que cruzar la calle aquí, donde empieza las Ramblas, y luego hay que bajar. Pues aquí, the impersonal you. Well, first you need to cross at that traffic light there, and then you're at the beginning of the Ramblas, and then you need to walk down the Ramblas until the end, and you're at the port. Okay? You, the impersonal you. If you want to be happy in life, you have to have the right attitude. People who don't have the right attitude are never happy in life. They're always complaining. So if you want to be happy, stop complaining. Complaining never helps. Wait, if you complain in a formal way and bring 1 million signatures to change the law, that's different. But the rest of the complaining doesn't work. Just don't say anything and start working on a solution for yourself. Look after yourself first. You never reach the top by complaining. Nobody. People who move up the organizations, they never move up by complaining. They move up by solving questions, or sometimes using their influences, but not complaining, all right? You never know. You never know. For example, nunca se puede estar seguro. You can never be sure. You can never be sure. Yeah, it's true. Some people say you can never be sure about anything, but I can be sure about two things. There are two things that are sure in life: death and taxes. You'll always die. Everybody dies, so you know you're going to die, and you're going to pay taxes, directly or indirectly. If you don't pay direct taxes, when you buy something, you pay VAT, IVA. You pay VAT, so you're paying taxes. So those are the only two things sure in life: death and taxes. And maybe in the future, you won't need to worry about death, because some scientists and medical researchers say that we can conquer death. They're finding the chromosome that controls aging, and maybe we can live forever. You never know. I hope not. I don't think it's a very good idea. But you never know. Nunca se sabe. You never know. All right? When you least expect something to happen, it'll happen. Cuando menos se espera que algo ocurra, ocurre. When you least, voy al you impersonal. All right? El you impersonal. When you least expect something to happen, it happens. Okay? And you never know. You never know. Life is funny. Life is strange. You never know what's around the Want to be happy for the rest of your life? Find an ugly girl to be your wife. If you want to know my point of view, find an ugly girl to marry you. If you want to be happy for the rest, according to the song, don't marry a beautiful woman. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, they say find an ugly wife. I don't really agree. I can understand the logic or the argument, but I don't agree with it. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, learn English. Well, it helps, okay? But if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, adopt positive attitudes. It's much easier. All right. I'm going to pass you to another teacher now, but I'll be back one more time and for an additional closing later.
Hello there, and you're very welcome to today's show. My name is Fitz. We have a very special guest today who has a lot of names. How many names do you have?
Have five.
Can you
five
say
names.
your full name?
Okay. Ana Catarina Victoria Gaspar de Vasconcelos.
Wow. Okay. You and I have, well, you probably have 3 names. I have 3 also. I'm Andreas Fitzgerald. Okay. Today we're going to practice something that is very, very formal English. You're going to practice English the way the Queen of England speaks. We're going to use the pronoun one, also the possessive adjective one, and we use this to speak about people in general, but also yourself. So, for example, and I want you to practice at home along with Anna. I'll say to you, you can never be sure. In general, you can never be sure.
One can never be sure.
Okay, so one can never be sure. One can never be sure. You do what you can.
One does what one can.
Very good. So it's also the third person. Okay, you do what you can, but one does what one can. One does what one can, like he or she. He does, she does, one does. You don't need to eat too much.
One doesn't need to eat too much.
Okay, very good. One doesn't need to eat too much. You should try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables.
One should try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables.
Very good. One should try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. Can you pronounce it again?
One should try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables.
Okay, fruit and vegetables.
Fruit and vegetables.
Fruit and vegetables. Okay, so one should try. One should try to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. You should always try to get to work on time.
One should always try to get to work on time.
Okay, one should always try to get to work on time. Do you always get to work on time?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So one should, in general, one should always try to get to work on time. How do you get to the bus station from here?
How does one get to the bus station from here?
Okay, so very good. How do you get? How does one get? How do you get? How does one get to the bus station from here? Okay, next one for you at home. You must take good care of your health. Okay, good. Can you try that one? You must take good care of your health.
One must take good care of one's health.
Of one's health, very good. One must take good care of one's health. One must take good care of one's health. You should try to teach children to speak languages well.
One should try to teach children to speak language well.
Okay, very good. Language or languages well. One should try to teach children to speak languages well. You should visit Brazil at least once in your life.
Does it say that?
Yes, it does.
One should visit Brazil at least once in one's life.
In one's life. And again?
One should visit Brazil at least once in one's life.
Okay, do you agree?
I do, yes.
Okay. So one should visit Brazil at least once in one's life. One should visit Brazil at least once in one's life. You shouldn't swear so much.
One shouldn't swear so much.
Okay, and how do you say that in Spanish?
Una persona o alguien no
Alguien,
debería,
por
alguien
ejemplo.
no debería decir palabras
if one wants to. Okay? You should listen to your heart and not your head.
One should listen to one's heart and not one's head.
Excellent. Okay? One should listen to one's heart and not one's head. Try that at home. One should listen to one's heart, corazón, and not one's head. Okay? You can always count on your true friends. You can always count on your true friends.
One can always count on one's true friends.
Okay, and again?
One can always count on one's true friends.
Very good. Okay? One can always count on one's true friends. Okay? And not count with. One can always count on one's true friends. You must try to enjoy life.
One must try to enjoy life.
Okay? You must talk to yourself in English every day.
One must talk to oneself in English every day.
Okay? When you were young and learning English, did you talk to yourself in English every day?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, so one must talk to oneself in English every day. Okay? In the famous voz alta. You should drink 1 glass of red wine every day.
One should drink 1 glass of red wine every day.
Very good. You shouldn't drink 2 bottles of red wine every day.
One shouldn't drink 2 bottles of red wine every day.
Okay, very good, very good. One shouldn't drink 2 bottles of red wine every day. Okay? You shouldn't smoke too much.
One shouldn't smoke too much.
Very
or
good.
at all.
Or at all. One shouldn't. Oh, very good. So one shouldn't smoke too much, or one shouldn't smoke at all. You should compliment people regularly.
One should compliment people regularly.
Okay, and how do you say that in Spanish? One should compliment people regularly.
Las personas deberían elogiar a
Okay.
la gente
Okay.
con regularidad. No sé.
Okay, okay. So one should compliment people regularly. Okay? You should smile at dogs when you meet them in the street.
One should smile at dogs when one meets them in the street.
Okay, okay. So very good. So today you've learned some of the Queen's English, how to say one. Okay? So one must practice. One must practice every day. And one will see one very soon. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back. Yes, this program, Bago en Inglés 4.0, was a risky decision. Yeah. It's a lot of hours. 585 classes. I am teaching 585 classes. 195 for the beginners, 195 for the intermediates, and 195 classes for you, the advanced level. In all, that's 585 classes. The decision 1 year ago, or a little bit longer, to do this was an important decision. A big risk, too. Yeah. Because it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to do this. Do you know how many lights are on right now in this room? Who's paying the salary of the makeup girl to put the makeup on my face? Who pays Maria's salary? And there are another 7 people in the control room. Who pays their salary? Who pays for this desk I'm sitting at, the chair, the cup, all these pencils, these books? My salary. There are a lot of costs involved. So the decision to do this was a big decision with a lot of risks, a lot of money. This costs a lot of money, easily €1 million. So, shall we take the risk? That was the question 1 year ago. ¿Nos arriesgamos? Shall we take the risk? Shall we take the plunge? And we decided to take the plunge. Why? Because I'm not afraid to take risks. People who don't take risks never gain anything. Nada arriesgado, nada ganado. Nothing risked, nothing gained. So we took the plunge. Plonger en pays off, then they reap the rewards. To reap es cosechar, escrito reap, como, yeah, to recolectar. They reap the rewards. Okay? Yes, if they take the plunge. But if you don't take the plunge, if you don't take the risk, nothing. It's better maybe to earn a salary in which you receive a salary, a bank transfer. At the end of every month, into your bank account, a new amount of money is transferred into your bank account. You don't take the risk. You don't take the plunge. Another person does that for you, but needs your help. Okay, and so you provide your knowledge, skills, and expertise for the other person to get rich. And of course, for you as at home, sometimes for an employee, it's not very pleasant to think he's getting rich on my cost, which is not necessarily true, because he was taking a big risk, and he or she was taking a big risk in many cases by taking the plunge. When you decide to start a business, often you have to invest a lot of money. Often you have to risk money and sometimes your reputation, and you have to speak to banks. Yeah, and the banks look at you as a person, in addition to looking at your assets and taking them, and so you can lose a lot. All right? So a lot of people take the plunge, thank God, because that's the central theme of the capitalist system. All right? The profit motive. And people take a risk of losing all their money in order to generate more. And the people who succeed, the people who finally take the plunge and are successful, it's almost always, in 98% of the cases, it's because they work very hard. They work very, very hard. Yes, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and sometimes more. They work very hard. And they transform risks into opportunities through hard work.
right? What does that mean? I have no idea.
No tengo idea.
No tengo ni idea. Exactly. Okay, so I have no idea. Can you finish the sentence for me?
If you take the plunge and move back to the United States.
Exactly. Okay. So what do I have no idea about? I have no idea if I'll take the plunge and move back to the United States. Okay, is it a good idea to take the plunge and buy a house nowadays?
I don't think so, no. I don't think it's a good idea to take the plunge and buy a house.
And buy a house, that's right. Okay, so take the plunge. All right, so that's all the time we have for today. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Well done. And that's all the time we have for today, so I will see you again next time. Goodbye.
Okay, 33 classes left. We finished class number 162. I was looking at 163, past conditional. Ooh, tela. It's very easy, structurally. It's not so easy to master verbally, but theoretically it's very, very easy. And there are no exceptions, okay? So we'll be seeing that tomorrow, but remember, you have these books at home. If you're an official student, you have all these books. You can anticipate everything we're going to do. We, the teachers, you can anticipate what we're going to do. You can be prepared. You can be so prepared you'll impress us. Wow, Manolo, Juan, Rafa, Paula, you know it very well. You have to study a lot. The books we have, if you're an official student, you have wonderful material. Listening material and written material. Take advantage of it. Use it. Devour it as much as possible. All right. See you tomorrow.